Hello, my name's Guy Harris, and I'm going to go over what I would do to potentially improve the CBE store's website. I think most of the branding is really good on YouTube and TikTok, but there's a few things on the site that I would change to potentially increase conversions. I've loaded the website up to SEMrush to get some data, really good organic traffic, quite a new website, low links, but I really think this traffic could be pushed double or even more in the future. Looking at the site right off the bat, we can see there's no H1, and that's like that on a few pages. And I loaded up some similar sites. It was quite difficult to find ones exactly the same, but if we go and we start with the URL structure, which is a great place to start, we can see there's not too many categories for a website like this, and we do also have these kind of double layer drop downs, which are a bit awkward and not the largest text. But if we go on to other websites, we can see much more expanded kind of mega menus. And I especially like this one where you can really separate each section out. I think on here, this should be a lot larger. The jewelry section should span larger, and this should already be open and expanded. It's kind of a main heading, and there's diamonds and all the others below. I think that would make a big difference to start. Then next, there's a huge area with a missed opportunity, and that's kind of the categories which are chosen. So if we look at the other sites, we can see a large part of it is the design and all the brands, and they list out all the brands, and you can click on each brand and it loads, and it has a page of all the Adidas stuff on their website, all the same on here, and it's the same with every website. On the CBE stores, it doesn't jump out to me, and I can see there's designer clothing, which is good, but there's not individual brands. I can click on here and click across, but we're really missing easy access to seeing the brands. So I definitely have a completely different URL structure. Tying into this, looking at the homepage, as well as having a H1, I would have a bit of a redesign. I would have categories instead of just individual products, as categories are a lot more important due to products selling, going out of stock, and then once that stock's gone out of stock, you have to put something else there. But with categories, you're always going to have something, and then they're a lot more important to try and rank and feature. I'm guessing if we go on these other sites, we'll see categories. Yeah, categories, and probably on here as well. I'd imagine so, and as well as products. So that'd be one of the first things I do. I would also probably have some social proof a bit higher, I think. And I do see a bit of an about us. I definitely have a dedicated about us page, which you can probably stick in the footer. Even though a lot of people know who you are, it's always important to have one. Looking at keyword rankings, we can see I filtered out CBE, so stuff that mentions it, and we can see there's 215 keywords, which is a very small amount for a website this size. So the pages must not be targeting as efficiently as they could be. But if I loaded up another one, and we can see so many keywords ranking, 15,000 in fact. I think they should be shooting for a number probably above 500 at least, or 1,000. And we can see, if I look, I can see Louis Vuitton bag. So clearly ranking that section. So going back, it looks like there's not really any products ranking. So not a single product page is really ranking anywhere. So if I do click on a product, there's a few reasons that are causing this. I think it's good interlinking in the header, but I think on the product pages, it could be formatted a bit better. Once again, if I find a similar example, load up a bag, it's got formatting, got a bit more formatting here, more information with the about. It's always important to have some content. It helps you rank, and I mean, we can check the structured data. We can see it's got the title, it's got the Jordan, which is important having the brand, but it's missing the description. The H1, always important. Definitely need all these features. I'd imagine these, I'm not sure how much these shares get used, but I'd imagine not much. It's kind of taking up valuable real estate on the page. And ideally, we would have a category for Jordan, everything Jordan on the website. And here in the related products, we'd have the other, maybe Jordan shoes. We can see one Jordan, or we'd have just similar products. You want the most similar products here, and we want strong interlinking. That's what the benefit of the category pages is. Because having, I'm not sure what this category is called. It's called men's. Men's isn't going to rank for anything. You should have men's footwear or something. having just footwear or just men's, this will never show up for anything. If I search footwear, it's a completely meaningless term. You're never going to be able to show up something that competitive. Or if I search, what was it? Louis. I can't remember what the exact name was. If I go up here onto the UK designer and I search LV beanie, really. And if I look, see they show up pretty high, number 4, and that has a ton of searches for this kind of term. And this will be interlinked to, yeah, it's all linked to the Louis Vuitton stuff, which is really good and it really strengthens. So if I go back to just the Louis Vuitton category, they should have some breadcrumbs which make it easy for me to navigate to that. And also, I mean, it is sold out, so it is good to leave sold out stuff still on the site. But what's even better is normally I'd click off, and that's bad for SEO purposes. But if they link to another, the most similar product, really easy for me to click saying, sorry, this is out of stock, but here's our most similar product. That would be ideal. Going back to category pages, we already addressed the header, but the filters for sure need a lot more filters, which are a lot more dynamic. So we have a price filter, but I'm going to go back, and if we go on handbags, I'd imagine there's a lot more filters. So these ones are hidden, but oh yeah, they do have a bunch of filters, so I can easily filter a lot more efficiently. So I can set the price, designer, and I've got so many options here where only one isn't enough. Also, if I inspect, I did just see this, it looks like the price filter disappears. I'm not sure at what point. If I zoom back out, so it disappears quite early. It's a lot better if you can have a filter which, as I shrink it, collapses back into the filters, and I open it up and it's a whole new page. Is a lot more effective. But as well as that, having a bit of content, you know, describing what the page is about. So I bet these guys don't even have it, but it can help for sure. So these guys have no content at the top or the bottom, and because it is a lot of work for every category. Maybe not even here. These guys do though. They have, you know, some information at the top, which is good. Got the filters. Not really any information at the bottom. So I would say have a bit of information describing the category at the top, maybe an expand button and some questions answered at lower down. This just really helps for you to show up in the ranking. It can also really help to have some supporting blog content with just helpful articles related to everything on the website about picking shoes, picking clothing, picking jewelry, picking watches, to just support all the content. I do see there is no blog, so that is definitely another huge area with untapped potential, especially with all the organic traffic coming in. There's just so much potential. And I will just quickly touch upon the backlinks. If I go back to the domain and on the backlinks, it's a very small number. I think definitely doing some proper backlink outreach. I can see there's literally no backlinks built, which is good and bad. It means if you build backlinks, you will shoot up the rankings and get loads of traffic. I bet we go back to this other website and see what kind of backlinks are needed for this kind of industry. So I bet these guys are paid for a bunch, but got tons of backlinks, 40,000 in fact. You can see Kate Middleton Style, Cosmopolitan, few citations, The Sun. So you definitely need some of these links, but that would probably be easy with the social following.